Is there a way to help in this epidemic crisis, even if I'm locked within the four walls of my house?
Well, Help from Home page says that while the COVID-19 keeps some of us under strict home quarantine, we can still support those who can't.
Help from Home PH is an information hub that helps folks at home support those who are the frontliners and families at risk in the Philippines, and is run by a task force of concerned individuals looking for ways to help amidst the quarantine. Their information hub allows us to reach out to those frontliners and lend a helping hand without violating the practice of social distancing.
They have prepared a website which contains a directory for initiatives that help our frontliners and the marginalized.
Help from Home is reliable since all the initiatives posted on its website go through a careful process of verification.
So, if you'd like to support our frontliners and the families at risk, you can start by going to www.helpfromhome.ph or visit their Facebook and Instagram at helpfromhomeph.
In light of the recent lockdowns due to the COVID-19 pandemic, all upcoming episodes of Seniors on Air Radio are pre-recorded. This ensures that the production of our episodes can continue, while at the same time ensuring the safety of our hosts and interviewees, as well as giving our technical team enough space to maneuver within the technological limits that we have to face. We certainly can't wait to see you again live from our radio station. Until then, come fly with us at the safety of our own homes and enjoy the episode.
Are you feeling sore? We can make that better. Tune in to the Ateneo Senior High School's first radio program, SOAR, the Seniors on Air Radio. Don't change that channel yet, because SOAR is ready to put the you in youth. SOAR, Seniors on Air, here on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.
Hello everyone! Welcome back to another episode of SOAR. This is episode 2 in this school year. And today we're gonna be doing a little something special again. Because we as seniors, us incoming grade 12, we have this incoming problem in the latter part of the year. Excluding of course the current pandemic. But right now, in the safety of our own homes, we are currently in the process of preparing for our college entrance tests. But before that, by the way, I am DJ.
I am DJ LA.
I am DJ Alas.
And I am DJ Corbo.
We're gonna go for a little bit of a heart-to-heart talk about our own sentiments, our own answers to some questions about sets and college life in general. Like as seniors, and we're about to enter that new facet of our lives, we want to ask ourselves, and we also want you guys to also go with us in this questioning process of are we ready to actually go to college? Are we really set out or something? And I hope that by just listening to us and you thinking yourselves as well, you can also see that you're not alone in this questioning process. You guys are with us, and there's no need to worry about questioning your goals, your ambitions in college, or if you're afraid of it. Okay, so I just prepared 3 questions for everyone here. So first question is, where are you planning to go after senior high school, and why? Let's start with Ace first. Where do you plan to go after Ateneo SHS, and why there?
Ako, personally, I would want to be accepted to UP. But honestly, I don't want to be in UP Diliman. I want to be in UP Baguio. But the course that I want isn't there. So obviously, I think my choices will either be UP Diliman or LB, although I haven't checked LB yet. Pero ayun, UP Baguio just gives off this kind of like calm vibe to it. Tsaka, apart from the fact na it's cold there, I also feel like it's just peaceful somehow.
How about you, Lali?
What about the others?
How about you, Larry? Where do you plan to go after Ateneo SHS?
Well, for me, I actually have two choices. So, first one, obviously, I think Ateneo. Well, because since I'm already here, parang why not continue it? Tsaka, I know that Ateneo also is one of the best business schools out there, and I'm kind of planning to study business then. So, I don't know. Perhaps I should continue my studies there. The second one is UP kasi it's one of the schools that me and my parents had in mind when studying for college. And tsaka parang, don't you think na it's almost everyone's dream school na
Yeah.
din.
Mm-hmm.
So
Actually,
parang yan,
that's
why not
true.
aim for it then? So try lang, you know.
How about you, Corbs? Where do you plan to go?
How about Corbo?
Actually, if I'm gonna answer this question, honestly, I'm actually not sure where to go after senior high school. Like, I actually I was planning on taking a gap year first before planning, because I really have so much options to choose from. I could stay in Ateneo, or I could go to UP, or go to UST, or go to FEU, or I could go abroad, go to Singapore, go to Australia, go to anywhere. It's really a hard question for me, but because since college is a really important step in life, and you can't just choose. It takes a long time to choose for me. That's why I feel like I haven't decided on where to go yet.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's fine. For me naman, where am I planning to go after senior high school? Actually, it's kinda, I actually considered a little bit of the practical variables of it, like where can I afford to, where can I realistically go to, and what is near me. And after just narrowing down the greatest options that I won't compromise the quality for just the necessity of it, I just realized, okay, it's either ADMO or UPD talaga. Kasi I live nearby, I not live nearby, but it's by commuting range yung UPD at ADMO. And I guess tawag dito, the best thing about ADMO and about ADMO muna sige. Why I'd go there is that syempre for someone tawag dito, for someone who just came from a public high school and never experienced these kinds of things, parang I was blessed na nakita ko na yung one of my dream schools. Kasi Ateneo was a dream school for me, even before college. And then since senior high came, I got the opportunity to experience the blue culture before I actually went to college. So what happened was, oh, I kind of love it here. I kind of love Ateneo. I love the people here. I love the culture here. And I love the way they do things. So I don't know if I should stay the hill because my other dream school is UPD. Kasi for us people at the periphery and for us people at the ground level, probably even amongst those that are not, UP is a dream school talaga kasi it means you're really smart talaga. Oh my gosh, you're smart. And tawag dito, I guess I could also go for UPD kasi proof in fact, I wouldn't be able to study at Ateneo if I didn't get a scholarship, in which I'm blessed that I did get a scholarship. But at the same time, I want to also strive in UPD kasi the tuition fee there is manageable. I'm also trying to get a scholarship in ADMO, and if in the best case that both of them offers an opportunity for me to actually study without worrying too much about the financial background of it that will probably debilitate me even further, then I don't know. Actually, I'm really divided kasi UPT and ADMO offers a course but has different offers the course that I want but has different approaches regarding it. And tawag dito, as much as I love ADMO and I kind of also want to go to UPD. So let's see. Let's see kung saan mo na ako papasa actually, diba? Like, so first question, papasa ba ako sa AdForce UPD? Let's see, let's go. Oh my gosh. So, it's yet to be decided whether I'll stay the hill or go maroon. So yeah, which actually brings up my second question. But before that, actually, Corbo mentioned a very interesting concept that probably some people are kind of afraid to do, and that is the concept of a gap year. What is the concept of a gap year? Basically, from an understanding, is basically it's just 1 year. You won't start college yet, or you'll stop schooling for like a solid school year, and then plan it out. So about gap years, actually, let's talk about this. Ace, what do you think about gap years?
Gap years, honestly, I don't know many people who've considered taking a gap year. To be honest, na-expose lang ako to like gap years when I came to Ateneo Senior High. Like a bunch of my friends were talking about how their siblings took a gap year or how they're planning to take a gap year themselves. And honestly, for me, it's fine naman. But if I do it personally, I don't think I would want to take a gap year kasi I feel like I want to graduate with my batch talaga. But for others, it's gonna be fine. It's fine if you want to take a gap year and rest and think about whatever it is that you want to do.
How about you, Lali?
Yeah, I think I could resonate with Ace then. Honestly, I don't think I've ever heard of a gap year till now. Parang hindi ko siya na encounter noon. Pero yun nga, if you want to like take a rest and to sort things out yourself, kasi you need to plan things ahead of you then. Parang I think that's all right naman. There's no problem with me. Pero yun na, personally, I wouldn't take a gap year din kasi yun nga, parang gusto ko sabay kaming graduate ng mga classmates ko, and I don't want to be left behind then.
How about you, Corbo? Since you're planning to take a gap year, what do you think of it?
Like I first encountered like the gap year thing when I was like 14 years old. Like there were some people talking about online, since I usually browse online, like on Reddit. The concept of gap year like struck to me as like 1 year of taking a break from schooling and planning everything out. And honestly, that idea resonated with me, since I'm a person who doesn't really decide quickly on really, and especially in important things to decide on, like which school to take or where to go or what course to pick. I think a gap year is like one solution for that. But yeah, I'm really excited to take a gap year if I would take a gap year in the first place, because honestly, like gap years, they're pretty like what Lali and Ace said, I wouldn't graduate with my batch, but that's something that I'm willing to take away so I can properly decide on my own and would not regret my college decisions.
For me naman, gap years is a multi-layered issue. I'm going to talk about two facets of gap years that we should acknowledge and hopefully spark a discussion among parents and our fellow seniors alike regarding gap years. So, first, should a confused senior consider a gap year? I do think so. One of the main teachings of this book I read, called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F Word, Can't Say That in Here, by Mark Manson, that's the author of that book, is that when we go through our different goals in life, we should always start by examining the pain that we're going to go through to reach those goals. For example, I want to become an economist and a teacher someday. Yeah, those are noble professions, but I must also consider the numerous pieces that I have to do, the lesson plans for my future demo teaching, etc. the best way a senior or a student can narrow down their decisions about which path in college they'd like to take is imagining them inside those classes. Would I personally like hearing macro and microeconomics, the history of it, the applications of it, and go through countless nights of research for it? Probably, yeah. Actually, yeah, I do. I'd like to even, I'd like to even, I'd like to, even though it sounds really difficult. I've narrowed it down, eh. I have my passion in economics. I like to hear about it. I like to debate about it. Eh, even though I kind of suck at it, but we're learning every single day, and I'm personally ready to go for the pain of it, and hopefully make a change someday in real life. If you're going to spend your whole undergraduate life loading the course you took because you had to pick immediately, harsh truth is, even if you graduated with your batchmates, most chances are the course you picked didn't bring out your fullest potential. It didn't help you perceive and plan out what you want to do in the future with all the knowledge you have. And if college isn't already an academic hellscape, regardless whether you love your course or not, then it's most likely that you'll just end up living your college days passionless and still lost. And if our fellow seniors are still confused about what they want to do, we urge our parents, if they are listening right now, and our fellow seniors to allow themselves some time off to think about what pain they'd like to go through, about which pain will make them a better person and live in their adult years doing the things they love. 4 years of you constantly hating the pain of college life without finding anything to love in it is not a fruitful and memorable college experience. Gap years are a tool that can be utilized for you to not just only prepare yourself in college life, but for you to enjoy it regardless of whatever pain is in there. But also to acknowledge the second fast of gap years is that even as I said the philosophical side of things, like, oh, that we should have gap years because it's beneficial for you, we must also acknowledge the realities of gap years. Not everyone can afford having gap years because they have to be breadwinners of their families as soon as possible into probably high-paying jobs, or some really don't have any choice but to go to certain courses immediately, regardless whether they like it or not because of outside expectations. It's a sad reality to acknowledge, but we must also be understanding of these sad facets. So, second question that I'd like to ask us basically. So, it's actually one of the most awaited questions. What course are you planning to take in college? So, Ace, go first. What are you planning to go to in college?
Personally, my first choice would be accountancy. Kasi it's really what I already had in mind before I even entered senior high. My mind was just accountancy talaga. Tapos, pero with Ateneo kasi, I want to also take the asset. But Ateneo doesn't offer accountancy. But I think I'm going to go for marketing when it comes to Ateneo or some other course na isn't business related. Ganon. What about, Lali? What about you?
Well, in all honesty, I've had struggles in choosing a course for college. Kasi last year, I think it was, last year, di ba, you had to apply for a strand na sa mga requirements na needed for senior high school. And honestly, before, ibang-iba yung gusto ko sa ABM. So, what I really wanted to be in was Humes. But then, I decided, why not ABM? I don't know why. What changed my mind back then? And then, when I came to school na, I got accepted into ABM. Parang, I was questioning myself, do I really want to continue in my business, sa business? So, I have, interests nga din in marketing. And also, parang, nagkaroon na rin ako na interest in accountancy. So, I think it's going to either be accountancy anything related to that, or management courses. And if not, I also have in mind yung in IT or BSIT, Bachelor of Science in Information and Technology. Because I also have interests in programming and communication. So yeah, with anything between those. Yeah.
How about you, Corbo? What do you plan to do? Or like, do you have like a certain course that you're aiming towards or just veering towards to?
Honestly, like my first choice is pretty unorthodox. Actually, I plan to take arts and design as my first choice. I plan I plan to do something in media like a video editing or graphic designing or graphic making or even 3D modeling. Like those are pretty appealing to me. And if I do want to take that, I could probably go um to other countries. But my second choice naman is something in the human strand, the strand I'm currently in. I could probably take something into media again, creative writing or journalism or even public speaking.
Mm-hmm. I see. Ako naman,
What about you, DJ?
in terms of my course, well, actually, I'm planning to take economics. Ano, I'm planning to take economics, and this is actually, where my dream school, is actually also a part of my options. Kasi, the thing about this is, I just researched na UPD focuses on the math side of economics more than the liberal arts of it. Well, Ateneo does the opposite. Basically, Ateneo is more about, okay, here's some social realities about different economic classes, for instance, while UPB is more of the calculus part of economics and stuff. And while I'm not afraid of either, like I can go for both. I don't know kasi I don't I'm not particularly scared of going to the math side of economics. That also has its own advantages and some things that I also like. But at the same time, like I'm Humes, I kind of wanted to do economics because for the sake of helping people, and for the sake of understanding what is happening with our country, what is happening to it economically, what can I do to help? Siguro that's where I'm actually debating about right now in my head if it's going to be Ateneo's liberal art economics or UPD's math centered economics eh. And tawag dito, hopefully whatever I pick will be something that I'd enjoy. I think both of them I'll enjoy. Pero I'm still really just weighing down the pros and cons. But definitely, I've chosen talaga to go for economics naman. So, yeah. And for the last question, I think this is a question that everybody or everybody is experiencing right now. But what are the things that you're scared about in college and why? Ace, what are you scared of in college?
Ako kasi, personally, I think right now, at this age, I still think we're all too young. It's like, in my opinion, we're all still kids. And then entering college, it's like, entering college, I think we're going to be these small people. Like, just small, and then compare it to the big ones. Like, the second year people, the third year, the fourth year. Basta those in college already. And those kinda have it mastered na. So I think, parang ang bata pa natin. Parang ang bata pa natin, in my opinion. And I feel like I'm scared kasi parang ang bata pa natin, parang onti pa lang yung alam natin sa buhay. Kahit na feeling ko, ang dami na rin nating alam sa buhay. But it's like when you go into college, it's like you're suddenly pushed into this new world that you know nothing about. And that's honestly what scares me. Kasi entering a new environment, I'm not particularly good at adapting, medyo. feeling ko parang a couple of months pa after ako mag-adjust. Transferring to senior high was me going again to a new environment after 10 years from my previous school. So going into college, it's definitely going to be really, really different as compared to senior high. Ayun.
How about you, Lali? What are you scared of in college?
I think the thing I'm most scared of is pressure. I think everyone can relate naman. Kasi especially pag sinabi mong college, parang yan yung deciding factor ng future mo. So parang mostly pressure, I think, from either your peers, the society, what they expect from you. And most importantly, your family din eh. Kasi whether kahit anong college pa man yan, they're still investing sa education mo. And now, syempre, they expect na you do your best during college para after that, ayun, either you find a job na or stuff like that. So parang sa akin, pinaka fear ko of college is yung pressure. Pero at the end of the day, there will always be pressure naman kahit saan. And I think yung parang if your surroundings are already pressuring you, parang wag mo na rin i-pressure yung sarili mo. Because medyo ganun ako before na parang I already feel pressure and parang ako pa nagdadala ng pressure sa sarili ko. And I also have friends who are in college. Tapos I also hear stories na it's so stressful nga, parang yung workload, ang dami-dami, tapos kakasabay-sabay lahat ng mga ginagawa mo sa isang araw. Kahit na parang, what do you call this, may schedule for each classes, parang mahirap pa rin kasi nga yung mga topics na tinitake mo, it's deeper and I think harder, if I'm not mistaken, sa mga tinake mo nung high school. So, yeah, I really think pressure.
I just like to add to what Lali said. I think mas double the pressure when you enter a prestigious university.
Yes.
Kasi it's like you're going to really try to prove to yourself and to everyone around you na, uy, deserve ko talaga makapasok dito.
Yes.
Na dito talaga dapat ako.
And of course, everyone's expecting a lot from you then. Kasi knowing the name of the school that you went to, parang, oh, ang galing ng batang yan. So parang dapat pakita mo talaga, magaling. Marian.
Why is that problem so relatable? Anyway, Corvo, how about you?
Well, I already talked about na the thing I'm worrying about most in college is the fear of the anxiety if I made the right choice if I made the right course to take, because like as I told many times before, college is a really important step in your life and you can just pick anything from a list and go with it. You need to think thoroughly on which course to pick and where you should study. And if I'm really anxious that if I take the wrong course, if I go to a wrong university that isn't that I feel like it might affect my life as my life goes on. Since college is that important, it's really something that you shouldn't pick randomly. You should really think about it, and really it's one of the few things I'm scared about college, but that's the most scary thing I could think of about college.
Ako naman, in terms of what I'm scared of in college basically, and this is actually very ironic, pero the scariest thing for me in college is actually the freedom that it provides. A lot of tao dito, the common teen trope siguro is that, oh, finally I'm college, I can do whatever I want, I can even skip classes if I wanted to and no one will care. And for me, actually, that's actually what's scary for me, is that, is that if you make a mistake, it's harder to bounce back. Kasi, if you make a mistake, too bad. You should have done steps not to do that. Anyway, you're college na. You should know that you're an adult already. So I don't care. Face the consequences. Ganun. Actually, that's what's very scary. Kasi it's so free. You're free to do whatever you want. You can even waste the money that was given to you for you to study there. Because it's your own choice. You're an adult now. You can do it. And that's what's scary kasi sometimes we need people reminding us of what to do. We need people reminding us that, you have a class at this time, that you have to be here or else. Kasi in college, you don't have that. If you go late in the class, just enter. No one cares. You just missed like 50% of the topic or 25% of it, and the teacher would not go back for you. Like, now then everyone's free there. And because everyone is free, it's just so, I don't know, it's so scary to make a mistake. Like, if you don't follow a set structure, if you don't follow a set routine, it's like you're gonna get lost. Kasi you can go anywhere, do whatever you want as long as it's within the school rules, and nobody will care. And at the same time, since nobody cares, nobody will ever reprimand you for not going to this class or missing this class or being late in this class because, well, no one cares. Anyway, it's your fault. Face the consequences of it. And as ironic as it is, the liberty that college provides is actually one of its scariest things. So, kasi we high school people are so used to structure eh. Kahit, okay, fine, we also get our moments of, we also get our hard to do moments, like when we do research and stuff. But at the same time, we still have the structure of it. We still have teachers telling us what to do. Here's the deadlines and stuff. Okay, here's step 1, step 2, step 3. Well, in college, I've heard some stories. Even my advisor is actually one of those terror profs. Ika nga. Back then, I think, they call, the professors call it in college as the Socratic method. I don't know what that is really. But basically, my advisor, so syempre yung advisor ko galing siya sa college. My advisor was very caring, and he was, but he still, he cared for us. Pero he always told us na, this is how he treats high school people. Kasi high school pa lang tayo. And it's different when it's college na, okay, if you do something wrong, too bad. Ganon. Doon ako natatakot kasi, feels like when you make a mistake, the world ends. Ganon. And we're gonna probably have that lots of moments in college, and that really is nerve-wracking for me. Ganon. And I think, everybody shares that kind of, fear na once, we treat liberty as such a good thing, but having too much of it is actually a daunting task. Because even when you're free, you have so much responsibilities to do. And not doing those responsibilities, well, you'll probably live the next day, but probably you'll face consequences that will hurt you in the process. So, ganon. Doon ako natatakot sa college. The academic stuff naman, I've been seasoned naman to do it, so it's fine. I'm not that scared of it. Just morely scared of making mistakes. So, yun lang. What do you guys think about that?
I think, it really all comes down to responsibility din. Kasi nga, like kanina na-mention nga ni Ace nga din na parang I also feel like we're still kids. Even though na dapat ngayon, I think we should be in second year college na, di ba? Pero, I think na it doesn't come with age then it also comes with experiences, especially if you're fully equipped na nga din to handle these challenges, especially in college. So parang, ayun nga, I think it all comes down to responsibility then.
Mm-hmm. So, yun lang. For our fellow viewers, by the way, I guess especially for you guys, for us fellow grade 12 people, I guess it's okay to face these fears. There's probably more fears in college that we haven't mentioned, and tawag dito, it's fine to have them na tawag dito. I know the margins for making a mistake becomes more difficult and more daunting when you go to college, but at the same time, that's really just how life goes, eh. Like, as bad as it sounds, really, that's just how life goes. And the best we can do is prepare as much, but if we don't expect that failure to come, especially, by the way, I just want to mention this wonderful ASHS TED talk, but tawag dito, if I remember correctly, the name is Ate Bea Gas. Tama ba ako? Like the previous Sangu head the previous Sangu president before before Tiongko. So basically, she said na, oh, when you go to college, you're gonna fail a lot, suck it up, at the same time, learn from it. That really touched me kasi, tao dito, I'm a person scared of failing, even if I've failed a lot of times. I don't know how that works talaga eh, pero every time I make it just rips my heart and I don't want that to ever happen. At the same time, be prepared for it kasi it will happen talaga. It's okay to fail. It's okay to feel bad. It's okay to try again. And that's the main essence of not giving up. That's the main essence of moving on to the next day to go to another task. And hopefully that at least that fear that that confidence to fail also become our hope in terms of in terms of moving towards our collegiate lives. So yun lang, I guess we want to remind our viewers na we're all preparing for college, and college will be painful, but at the same time, hopefully we can find our own individual ways of acing college. Hopefully we can find our ways of coping with them, and hopefully we can find our ways to have somehow a very fruitful collegiate life. So again, just to reiterate some very important points I found it helpful in this little hours. One, take the time to think of what pain you're gonna go through in college and have fun with it. Second, be afraid to fail. And third, review for sets, as you can see. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope you guys like this very interesting discussion about collegiate life, especially if you are a senior in ASHS right now and you're watching. Shout out to all of you. Shout out to all of us who are right now preparing for the sets. We're right now facing these fears and these anxieties and thinking how to best avoid them, or how to best cope with them. Shout out to all of you, and everyone. I hope everyone will find their way. So yun lang. So again, I'm DJ.
I'm DJ LA.
I'm DJ Alas.
And I'm DJ Corbo.
And I hope you guys have a nice day. Stay safe as always, and we want to see you again in another episode of SOAR. So bye-bye. I'm waving my hands right now. So yeah, waving my hand. Yeah,
Bye-bye.
bye.